Good day to you all. I have some good news. I'm finally feeling 10 times better than I was a few months ago when I made this video here, when I said I was going to make lower edited stuff. I'm finally slowly getting back into the mood of uploading higher quality stuff, which is the stuff I know I'm capable of because I've done it before with my Crash 4 video, for example. So, that's really exciting stuff. I have a project in mind at the moment that I am currently working on. I kind of came to a conclusion that there are still going to be gaps in my uploading consistency because these videos are going to take a while. I need to accept that they're going to take a while, but at least I'm not going to half-ass them because although these type of videos have been really fun to make, nice and quick, I don't feel the satisfaction, the same amount of satisfaction as I do when I upload like heavier edited videos. So, this video on the other hand is just for the shits and giggles. I found an article on BuzzFeed called 21 Things That Happen in Movies That Will Never Happen in the Real World. How much money does Hollywood owe to all of the unpaid restaurant tabs? That's a good question. Answer for your crimes, Hollywood, or Twitter will expose you. So, I'm going to go through this list bit by bit and give my opinions, give my crappy takes, we'll have a bit of a laugh and a joke. We don't have to agree on everything. Let's just go. They have Skype streams with 1080p and 120 frames per second. Yeah, this is kind of a thing, isn't it? Like, it seems that every single person in movies has, like, the best looking camera, the best looking audio. They may as well be working for Elon Musk at this point because they just seem to know everything. The best sort of tech to get and everything like that. And it's like, this phone right here that I'm using to record on was expensive enough as it is. And, like, I'm jealous of these people. Like, fuck you, Owen Wilson. Fuck you, Vince Vaughn. I'm joking, I love you both. Number 2, a bunch of students in their late 20s are in high school. Yeah, this is a common thing for a lot of movies and TV shows, especially if we're going back to, like, the late noughties or, the 2000s anyway. It's not just in, like, movies about high school, like High School Musical, clearly in this photo, or Twilight, but in superhero films too. I mean, Peter Parker, for example, is supposed to be, like, 16, 17 years old? Are you telling me that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield look that age? They don't. Tom Holland is the most believable one, but even he's, like, getting on a bit in age now. I wouldn't say getting on a bit as in he's getting old, he still looks good, but I'm just saying, like, he's less convincing as a teenager now. Number 3, they don't make keyboard mistakes or have to backspace. Movie characters get it on the first shot, whether it's sending a text or hacking into the Pentagon. Yeah, the thing is, whenever I type a text message or an email or anything, I constantly make mistakes. I mean, even now, like, I'll go back to old videos that I uploaded weeks ago and find errors in the description or the pinned comment, and I'm like, for fuck's sake, it just drives me insane. Those sort of mistakes drive me insane, and I never get it on first go. But these movie characters somehow had the ability to do it. I mean, they must have studied at Hogwarts or something, because I really need to learn that shit. I really do. They dream of kissing a beautiful woman, but they're actually being licked by an animal. Yeah, this... oh, sorry, the Grinch photo. Kiss me, you fool! But... yeah, the thing is with this, like, it's a bit of an old joke now. Like, it's pretty much run down into the gutter because, I don't really find stuff like this funny anymore. It's kind of like, that thing which happens in movies, especially in the early 2000s, where, like, a person will get thrown up against a window and you'll see them stick into the window with a face like this and then they slide down it like that. That's kind of an old joke as well, and I think that definitely in the early 2000s at least, this joke about being kissed by a girl in your dreams, but it's really an animal, was overused to the same degree as that one. Number 5, there's no need to clean up after sex. Fuck it, just let your stuff drip everywhere, I suppose. This is just not realistic in the slightest. Like, it's messy, okay? While you're doing your thing, alright, that's fun. It's nice. But then the after effects afterwards, it's like, why did I bother? In movies with any kind of trial scene, there's always a dramatic moment where one of the attorneys presents a witness or piece of evidence that completely changes the course of the trial. Something that neither the judge nor the opposing attorney knew about. Sorry, buddy, but the discovery deadline was a month ago. Yeah, I haven't seen this in many things that really spring to mind, but yeah, I get it. Whenever people play something back, be it a tape recorder, video recording, or whatever, they can always fast forward or rewind to exactly the point they want with perfect accuracy. Yeah, this is a thing as well, like, when I'm trying to show my friends, like, a specific YouTube video and there's a specific part that I want them to see, I'm there like, oh, come on, where is it, winding it back and forth, but with Judy Hopps here, for example, and other people, it's just like, and then it's exactly where it needs to be. And it's always that same sound effect as well, that sound effect. Have you noticed that too? It's just, it's weird. Young professionals or college students live in huge, fully furnished apartments in the city. I'm assuming since it says apartments, that means it's probably American, because over here we call them flats. But I think you can get like stuff like studio apartments as well. But yes, this is exactly what I was thinking too. I mean, this film is from, what the fuck's that film called with Tom Hanks? Big? Is it called Big? It's when there's a kid who wishes to be big and then he turns into Tom Hanks, but he's still a kid at heart. I think it's that film, I'm pretty sure it is. But yes, this is a common thread that I've noticed through a lot of films, especially comedies or especially TV shows as well. Mostly American sitcoms like Friends and The Big Bang Theory, for example. Specifically Friends. Like, Friends, they just have these really nice, fully furnished apartments, and they spend a lot of their time not working, so I don't know how they afford that sort of stuff. But this primarily focusing on like students and stuff like that. I do notice this with especially CW dramas. For example, One Tree Hill, if you've seen that. In one of the seasons, two characters called Brooke and Haley move in with each other. And for some reason, they have a fully furnished, perfectly, really expensive looking house. And this was when Brooke didn't have her parents' money to fall back on. So it's just one of those. It's just a cliche thing in the industry. But it's always hilarious when I see it. That, and there's also something else that I've noticed with those sort of dramas as well. For some reason, every single character, like including Tom Hanks in this photo, walking around with shoes on. Like, doesn't anyone in movies like kick their shoes off when they walk through the front door? I mean, that's what normal people do when they're walking to their house, right? It's like they come back from work or a walk or something, shoes off. I don't know, is it just me that does that? I don't know. Actors walk out on their tabs. Yes, you should sack them. They become popular after taking down their ponytail and removing their nerdy glasses. Yeah, this is a thing, you know, like, I think it was especially portrayed in, like, earlier sort of films. Again, I'm going back to the 2000s or the 90s or the 80s. Like, nowadays, a good-looking girl wearing glasses is a lot more popular. Like, a girl with glasses doesn't really make a difference to me. If she's beautiful, she's beautiful. But yeah, it kind of was a trope. They apprehend criminals while causing millions and millions of dollars in damage to the city. Specifically, the MCU are guilty of this. I mean, that first Avengers film, I don't think I saw the Avengers take any kind of repercussions for like the damage that they did to the city. And then, of course, you've got Man of Steel that completely totals the entire city. Like, no disregard for like the civilian life that's down below. And then the Godzilla films, you know, the Monsterverse, the more recent Monsterverse, gets even more crazy, especially in Kong vs. Godzilla, or Godzilla vs. Kong, sorry, where the city of, I believe it's Tokyo, is getting completely trashed, buildings are falling over, and there's just no disregard for, like, human life below. It's just like, no, not the building over, I'm sure they'll be fine. The phone only rings to move the plot along, IRL. My phone only rings due to scammers or bots calling from Arlington, Virginia, number. Okay, well, I don't live in Virginia, but yes, this is something that I've seen quite a lot as well. Nothing really springs to mind when I think about it, because there could be a bunch of things, but generally whenever my phone rings, it's either work or my family, because like my friends know me well enough that I don't like people calling me. I'm a right introvert, I hate the phone when it rings, I can't stand the sound of it ringing. If you ring me, and then you ring me again, and again, and again, the more you ring me, the more I am going to ignore you. Characters can hear every word of dialogue perfectly in a noisy environment. Yeah, this is actually true too. Like, for example, when I go to the pub, or like a social event, or a Comic-Con or something like that, most notably, nightclubs, I am screaming into my friends' ears to try and have a conversation with them. I'm like, can you get me a drink at the bar? And they're like, what? But yeah, in movies and TV shows, most notably, there's a TV show which I'm watching at the moment. I'm not going to ruin what the project is. I'll probably announce it on my Instagram. But anyway, I was watching that, and this girl was chatting up another girl in a nightclub, and they were like whispering or talking really quietly in a room with loud music and bass and people talking and screaming. It's just odd, to say the least. The mother of the house has spent 4 hours making breakfast for the whole family with like 3,832,523 ingredients that cover the entire kitchen table. And the dad or son or whoever walks by grabs an apple and says they don't have time to eat because they're late for work. Yeah, this too. It's like it's either an apple or a slice of toast, or you know what? This reminds me of like some of the breakfasts that were prepared for the Kent family in Smallville. So in Smallville, I noticed so many times that Clark would come down the stairs, pour himself a glass of orange juice from the fridge, put the glass down on the ground, not drink a sip, and then run out the door. You're wasting perfectly good orange juice, Clark. I'm pretty sure you could drink it and speed away in just the right amount of time. You are Superman after all. They can board a plane after the gate has closed. Yeah, I suppose. But yeah, like this screenshot in particular is from a film called Love Actually. And yeah, in real life, a security guard would have grabbed that kid and probably thrown him out before he even got a chance to talk to this girl. So yeah, but I haven't seen it in that many films. They have more than 2 best friends who conveniently live next door. I wish that this were true, because I have a group of about maybe 6 or 7 really, really close friends. And like, if we were all neighbours who lived in the same block, or like we were conveniently in the same neighbourhood, like in this film, for example, I think this film is it Tim Burton's It? I don't know, I can't tell. I just see a bunch of kids on bikes and immediately think it's that. But anyway, yeah, if we all lived together like that, that'd be absolutely amazing. This just doesn't happen in real life. If it does, you are one of the lucky ones. Willpower seems to be greater than any injury in every movie. 4 broken ribs, countless lacerations, and eyes swollen shut probably won't be remedied by the time you are fighting the next wave of baddies. Yeah. I think video games are actually worse than movies in terms of this, because you could get like your arse completely handed to you in a video game. Your character has got blood flying out of him and he can still get up and sort of fight. Films, you know what? Films do this a lot, and it's especially notable. I've said that word quite a lot in this video. I apologise. Most notably in anime, in particular, when the character is getting beat down, he's like on death's door. He's got all these injuries. He's got a broken arm, like a shattered rib cage and stuff like that. Still manages to get up and fight via the power of love to eventually take out the bad guy and win. Gets a last big burst of energy. Does the cliched anime scream, you know, ah! And eventually takes out the bad guy. But yeah, so I see that in anime in anime quite a lot. 5 bad guys always attack the hero one at a time. I think this is referring to when you see like a fight scene or something like that, and it's one guy versus all these bad guys, and like you see some of the bad guys sort of wait for the hero to get into a certain stance. Obviously, it has to be choreographed that way, because in real life, I don't think like one guy could take on 5 guys at once unless you're really, really skilled, or you're a martial art expert like Iko Uwais and you're taking out a bunch of like street gangsters or something like that who don't have much fight experience. Yes, very, very true. Doesn't really happen in real life. But yeah, in these films, yeah, it doesn't really take away the entertainment value of things, because if you notice, I'm going to stop saying the word most notably now. Okay. Mostly in like the John Wick films, especially John Wick Chapter 3, I noticed there were a lot of times where the actors were sort of waiting for John Wick to get into a certain stance so they could go in for their moves and stuff like that. It's only really, you only really notice it if you pay really close attention, which I really don't in action scenes. I just enjoy it unless it's badly chopped action, like Taken or something like that. Taken 2, sorry. Then yeah. When the girl that the main protagonist likes doesn't like him back, so the main protagonist bothers and stalks her for so long that she finally falls in love with him. In real life, she would probably be called the police. Yes, that's very, very true. Again, this brings me back to a conversation of CW dramas. I see so many awkward stares and guys trying to be charming and the girl's just not vibing with it at all. And then, for some reason, the girl will fall for the guy anyway. Like, for example, in the first episode of The Vampire Diaries, Stefan is giving Elena these really weird, creepy, long stares. And I'm just like, dude, that is creepy. Like, What do you think's going to happen if you just stare at her? Like, are you going to introduce yourself? Are you going to try and talk to her? This just won't happen in real life. I mean, for example, if I went up to a girl and just sort of went, I'm either going to get a punch in the face or a restraining order. In movies, a person can go from drunk to sober in 5 minutes because they drank a cup of black coffee. Black coffee is the ultimate sober thing. You must drink it. I don't know if it works, to be honest, because I don't drink coffee all that much. And the last one, guys, and the most fictitious part of movies, free available storefront parking. I've noticed that too. It's like they'll just stroll up at the front of a building, park there, get out, and start walking. Like, sometimes I don't even see them lock the car. Like, they shut the doors, but I don't see, like, the click of the keys or them actually locking the car door. They just sort of get out the car and walk off. And no fucker, like, thinks to steal that car. Would you steal a car if you saw it? Well, okay, no, please don't do that. But would you steal this golf cart then? I steal this golf cart just so I can drive it around the neighbourhood for no reason. Because I can, alright? So that's it, guys. That is all 21 things that happen in movies that will never happen in real life on a BuzzFeed article. This article was posted on the 5th of June 2019. If you'd like to see me do more of these kind of things, because I had a blast doing this video, it was nice and simple to film, nice and simple to edit, and I just had a blast doing it. So let me know what you think of this type of video down below in the comments. Do you want to have a little bit of shits and giggle with me? That sounded dirty, not intended to. Then let me know. As always, thank you very much for watching. If you like what I do here, please consider clicking that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. Remember, it's not just a movie, it's an experience. Stay awesome, everyone, and have a good day.